Scotland and Fiji, folks, 57-17 is something of a hiding. Scotland came out of the blocks firing in front of a sold-out Murrayfield crowd, put Fiji to the sword. Fiji did mount something of a kind of mid-match comeback, but right as it looked like they were potentially going to get back into things, Scotland took it back away from them. I took some notes, but largely it's about tries because there were a ton of them. You guys can let us know your thoughts on what you thought of this one. But ultimately, it is a pretty emphatic win for the URC boys over the Super Rugby boys. Remember, we'll see some of the big gun guys back next week when they are available during the international test window. But for this one, Scotland pretty sharp. And man, did they come out of the blocks firing. They had all the possession, all the territory early. Fiji giving away penalties. Early yellow card for Lamani for a deliberate knock-on means they're a man down. Scotland punish. Rose, the guy who ends up getting the first try. Ashman had one chalked off for a bit of obstruction from a maul earlier, but they had advantage anyway, so they go back for it. Line out move. I think it's Graham up the guts. Next phase, Kyle Rowe into the space. So try time, Scotland, 7 points to 0 against 14 men. Fiji get a second yellow card a couple of minutes later. Just again, too many penalties conceded. This time it's Vota. So we're 15 against 13 on the field, and can Scotland punish? You better believe they can. Pretty much immediately after the yellow card, you get a Graham and Ashman 1-2 combo down the right wing, and it's all the backs getting the tries for Scotland for this one. So Ashman had one denied and had a part in this one, but Graham gets his first of 4 tries on 15 minutes, so 14-0 with a nice sideline conversion, and he gets a quick-fire double. He's pretty, we use the word tinny, lucky. Darcy Graham, lucky. Cross kick from a quick penalty. Hastings trying to catch the Fijian guys napping. Graham tries to hoof it forward to chase it. Basically just air swings it, but gets enough boot on it that it's not just a straight knock on. He's able to gather the ball and finishes with a try. That one was luck. A little bit of luck, a little bit of skill. Put yourself in the right opportunity to score a try, right? But man, he's lucky he just got a little bit of foot on the ball, basically. Otherwise, it's a knock on. So 19 points to 0, and then it's a total rout when Ravula throws an intercept pass. Hugh Jones goes over. We are looking at 26-0 after fewer than 20 minutes. So, like, Fiji aren't winning from here, surely, right? They are getting absolutely hammered. They got nothing going on. They've had virtually no ball. They've had 2 yellow cards. They played the opening 20 minutes with 14 guys on the field. They did come back to 15 men and did actually get a chance to play some rugby. They did have an attacking line-out which they lost, which I thought, man, nothing's going to go right for you guys. But second chance in Scotland's 22, and it's the Scots who start giving away some penalties. Like, both sides will be pretty upset with their discipline in this game because there were 28 penalties in this game and 3 yellow cards. So discipline, not great. But against 14 men, can Fiji punish? Well, yes, they did. They get their first try through Ravula. He's the kind of guy who gave away the intercept one, so it's good to see him get one back in return. That one was Loganamasi on the left wing. Offload to manage to keep it in field, so pretty sweet try from the Fijians. Misconversion, 26-5, still quite far behind. And then a soft penalty right after that meant Scotland were able to get 3 points back. So that try kind of only becomes a 2-pointer from a Fijian point of view. But the Fijians were able to keep the try scoring going. 4 minutes kind of into the red on the clock. Darren Lange, that's 45 minutes in the first half, is able to power over from pretty close range to at least make it 29-10 at halftime. So still quite the way back and probably not going to happen, but at least they've managed to play some rugby after basically just being penalised, missing tackles and conceding tries in the opening kind of 20 minutes of the game. Scotland have had actually, across the course of the half, slightly less possession and territory because Fiji had so much ball and the first half went quite long in terms of going like 45 odd minutes. Run meters though, 187, 157, so pretty tight. Fiji actually edge it, but defenders beaten us 14-9 to the Scots. And the Fijians have only had 6 kicks, which is not that much. Scotland have had 12, which is about normal for a kind of first half of rugby. Fiji, 10 penalties in the first half alone conceded. Teams try to keep it under 10 for the entire game. So 10 in one half is a heck of a lot. Fiji started the second half with the same form they had at the end of the first. They went like 20-odd phases before Duan van der Merwe manages to strip one of the Fijian guys in the tackle. And not too long later, the ref singles out Ewan Ashman after he had put in a slightly high tackle. Basically saying this guy's already had a yellow card, and if he keeps it up, he's going to get another, which will be red. But I wrote a note, you need to sub him, and Gregor Townsend immediately subs him. So that was very obvious coaching, I think, and I think he made the right call. There's no point in keeping him on longer. When he's on a yellow card and he's on an official warning, just get him off the field. And Gregor obliged with that one. Fiji did get the final score for them in the second half, and it was a beauty. It's Ikanaveri. It's the only front rower try of the game. And it's one of those like simple line-out moves where they take it from the line-out, throw it straight back to the thrower, which was the hooker, and he barges down the touchline. More often than not, these attempts to tries don't work out. Often there's a forward pass, often there's a drop ball, often they get pushed into touch or just get tackled. But Ikanaveri, with a lot of distance to go, powers down the left wing and just dummies Darcy Graham. Like Darcy Graham, man of the match, 4 tries. For a while, was equal top try scorer for Scotland with Duan van der Merwe until Duan got his try. But, man, he got bamboozled by that Ikanaveri try. He'll still not be feeling too great about that one. But great one from Ikanaveri. So we're at 29-17. So, again, it's still comfortable enough, but Scotland may be just starting to feel the heat. But that's the final scoring for the Fijians, and then Scotland just kind of once again unleashed. So they kind of bookend this match with a great opening 20 and then a great final 20. So Graham gets his hat-trick try. It really arrests the momentum. Duan van der Merwe had a big line break in the build-up. I think Jordan had some hands on the ball in the build-up as well. So wide ball to Darcy Graham, 36-17. Fiji almost got one immediately from the restart. I think it was Tom Jordan with the try saver on that one. If that one gets a try for Fiji, maybe they're able to kind of stick with it. But no, it's a nice kickoff play where the winger just chases the ball hard. He ends up with it, but tackled over in the corner. But then Darcy Graham gets his 4th. Richardson in the build-up for that one. Pretty nice from the Scots. The subs are really making the difference. 43-17. Duan van der Merwe retakes that top try scorer lead for Scotland when he gets one on 72 minutes. Adam Hastings with the behind-the-back pass. There was some crazy stuff in this game, man. A thing of beauty. 50 points to 17. Hugh Jones gets one chalked off for a double movement, but then gets one a minute later from a Adam Hastings cross kick. 57-17. Duhan looks to have gotten a second one, but Hugh Jones has got a foot and touch in the build-up. So, man, the Scots really took the game away from the Fijians in the end. So, that's a really, really, really high try-scoring match. Fiji still finished the game with more possession and territory, but like the attacking stats for Scotland are quite incredible, but also the defensive numbers, despite conceding these 3 tries, are generally pretty good. Like run meters, 549 to 282. To Scotland. Defenders beaten 35-13 Scotland. Clean break 7-4 Scotland. Offloads 10-8 Scotland. The penalty count, though, is 14-14. Neither side will be happy with that. I mean, especially Fiji with 10 in the first half alone, but Scotland, 14 penalties conceded and a yellow card. If you do that against South Africa next week, it'll be trouble. But yeah, they tackled at 94%, the Scots, which is fantastic stuff. The Fijians were at 73, which is not great. I mean, if you're below the 80 mark, you're missing a lot of tackles. I mean, individuals, Duan van der Merwe had 102 metres. Hugh Jones had 97 and a few clean breaks, 3 of them. Darcy Graham, 71 metres, beat 8 defenders. He is such a pocket rocket. Jack Dempsey had 60-odd run metres as well. He is still a powerhouse in the number 8 jersey. Tom Jordan looked sharp when he came on. Did Rory Darge finish as Scotland's top tackler like I said he would? Yes, he did. 22 tackles from him. He is an absolute machine. Salawa for Fiji had 15 and won a turnover, but yeah, Fiji started this match poorly. And despite, as I said, kind of a spirited middle period, got really kind of hammered. Scotland will, I don't know, they'll be feeling pretty confident after that, man. Not perfect, but 57-17, still pretty impressive. Scotland do take on South Africa next, which will be a different kind of challenge from Fiji without their big guns. Admittedly, Scotland without their big guns too. And Fiji take on Wales, which should be pretty fascinating because Wales came through the Six Nations bottom of the log. Wales are in a kind of pretty poor run of form, so could be a really interesting one. You guys let us know your thoughts on this one. As I said, it was a very, very lopsided scoreline, but had some proper thing of beauty plays during the game. Great crowd, great atmosphere. But yeah, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I'd appreciate it. And you guys take care. Talk to you guys again soon. See you later.